Want to take you now to New York City as testimony is back underway in Diddy's sex trafficking trial. Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Crump is there for us. She's joining us outside of the courthouse with the latest. Kelly, good morning to you. We just saw that video sent in of Kid Cudi walking in, smoking that cigarette, getting ready for the big day. When is it supposed to happen that he's going to be called up?
Hi there, Julie. Well, the cross-examination of George Kaplan, the ex-personal assistant of Sean Combs, that just got underway a few minutes ago. So we do have some time yet before Kid Cudi is called to the stand. But here's a picture of, well, this is George Kaplan. He's making his way into the courthouse this morning. So he started on the stand yesterday testifying about a lot of things. We'll get to his testimony in a moment. But then we can also play for you that video of Kid Cudi. So everyone was gathering outside. Every time one of the bigger cars comes up in front of the federal courthouse, people go over there to see, and there you saw him, Kid Cudi, making his way outside of his vehicle and smoking that cigarette. And somebody yelled to him, "I like your fit," talking about his very casual outfit that he had on, not being too serious, Julie. So it was it's always an interesting scene when you see some of these celebrities make their way out of the car in their style.
Right. He's got on jeans, right? Jeans, blue jeans, a leather jacket, yeah. White T-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
a little casual for federal
exactly
court.
A court outfit, but
right.
You know.
Right, Kelly. I know. The government needs him. I don't think they're going to send him home to change his pants. I think they're going to just get up there and tell us what you can. My gosh, Kelly, his testimony is going to be so key, as you know, going to one of what we know are those predicate crimes underneath the big overarching charge here of the racketeering conspiracy. Tell us a little bit about what the jury's heard so far regarding that arson, if you would, please.
Yeah, so when Cassie Ventura, this is Sean Combs' ex-girlfriend, when she was on the stand, she talked about her relationship with Kid Cudi. And so how did Sean find out about it? Well, she had gotten a burner phone. That was something, Julie, that on cross, defense counsel was really asking her about. So you got a burner phone to hide the relationship that you were having with Kid Cudi, to cover up that you were being unfaithful to Sean Combs. And she just said, well, I did have the burner phone, but it was more during one of those freak-offs, Julie, that Sean then looked at her regular phone, not her burner phone, and she saw some messages. He saw some messages between Cassie and Kid Cudi. He did not like that. Again, this was during one of those freak-offs, and then that led to that beating at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. We've seen that video before. So Kid Cudi, rather, is going to be talking about his relationship, although it was short, with Cassie Ventura. And Cassie was testifying that they pretty much had to end their relationship out of fears for their life, and that there's information that Sean Combs he had someone torch Kid Cudi's car. So we're going to be hearing about that.
My goodness, Kelly, my goodness. Yeah, my understanding, Cassie was telling the jury that Diddy said it was going to happen when she and he were going to be out of the country, and that Diddy wanted Cudi's friends to see it happen. Is that correct?
Exactly, Julie. That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
Goodness.
So we're going to hear all about that. But that cross of George Kaplan, that's getting underway, Julie. And what they're talking about there is he was just so excited to start working for Sean Combs. And so he would start to see all of these things take place. He was on direct describing an incident on a private plane between Sean and Cassie, in which he described Sean as holding up like a rocks glass, and heard Cassie then say, "Isn't someone seeing this?" Talking about a beating that was taking place right there in the moment. Now, George eventually left because he said he was tired of hiding the domestic violence from everyone. So he's a former executive assistant to Combs, and he testified that he witnessed Combs be violent with Ventura while on that private jet in 2015. He did hear that glass break and saw Combs standing over Ventura. He told the jury that Ventura did scream, "Isn't anyone seeing this?" So that's been some of the testimony he has testified to several incidents of domestic violence that he saw at the hands of Sean Combs toward Cassie, and then also a name we've heard in this case, Gina. Julie, when Cassie was on the stand, as well as one of her friends, that was Carrie Morgan, she was saying that Gina was a real problem. George Kaplan was talking about some domestic violence that he witnessed toward Gina as well, a time when Sean was throwing apples really hard at Gina, and Gina was covering her face.
Oh, my goodness. It gets worse every day, Kelly. I tell you what, this testimony, it is bad. And as you know, domestic violence and sex trafficking are not mutually exclusive things here, that one can be part of the other. And so all very key testimony that you're sharing with us. Kelly, I know you need to get back in there. Get warm, my friend. Thank you so much for the update. We'll look forward to more from you later today.